Check that out, guys. Look at this 5S idling right at 900 RPM. This thing is slow and reliable. Let's see how much power this thing has. So I'm just going for a little drive, enjoying the 5S before it gets ripped out. And I've been lucky. A lot of guys have 5S engines and they blow up. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but so far the two I've had run pretty good. Slow, but they run good. But oh man, I tell you, it's fun to drive these cars. So much fun to drive these cars. So I'm just going around the block, having some fun. Figure I'll show you guys something different. And there you go. So I think we're gonna get to a light. Let's see. Yep, light's gonna be red. So let's see how this thing idles after pedal to the metal. Alright, here we go. Let's stop at this light. And look at it. This is how she idles. Right on point. Incredible. Alright. Here goes. First. Oh man, these cars are slow. This engine is slow, I should say. Because if you put the right engine, they go pretty quick. 5S power! Alright guys, so we didn't get the all track, but we're back with what we're familiar with, which is our MR2s. So here's Craig's MR2. This is the new one. If you're following the videos, you would have seen he picked one up. And that is, you remember it had a crazy stripe on the side, so we took that off. And we're just trying to get it cleaned up. So let me show you, just to kind of jog your memory, where we're coming from. We just spent some time. It's kind of old, so it took some time to get off. But just spent some time taking it off. And right now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna try to see what we can get out of that paint. Just rough. We're gonna put some polish on it and see what's gonna happen. But that's the ugly stripe that we had on the car. This is Craig's second MR2. The engine was having some issues. Drove home fine when it started to overheat, so we just troubleshoot that. And what we found out was, and not to shout out or knock anybody, but we put butt connectors here for the fan because we had some household wing nuts that were used to connect the wires. So we wired that up properly, and then we found a blown fuse right here for the condenser fan. So replace that, and that fixed everything so far. So here we go. This is the fender. I'll try to bring it in a little bit closer so you guys see what we're working with. And then we're gonna try to throw some polish on it. So we got some compound over here. I'm gonna use that machine. And as you can see, this one we did a little rough cut on it. It looks a little bit better, not perfect, but we're gonna see what we can do to at least make this thing look a little bit better in the driveway. So you excited, Craig?
Yes, sir.
To the man of many words, but let's see. So there you go. We're gonna go knock this out now and see what we can get done. All right, hot summer day outside, sweating our ass off. Got my towel here. We're gonna throw some compound on this fender, and we're gonna see what it's gonna look like. Now, this is not showroom ready. This is just driveway trying to make it look better than it did a few minutes ago. So we're gonna knock this out with the buffer, and then we're gonna come back and we'll show you what it looks like. Rough. Just put in some of the compound, and we're gonna use the machine on it. Probably need some clay bar. Well, we're kind of limited by the tools that we have. So I brought some compound, but that's not strong enough. The paint is very rough. I think it can look better, and that's relative, right? Doesn't mean it's gonna look perfect. It's gonna look better. But if you look at this side, like, I don't know if you can hear it on camera, but it's very, very rough. This is not so rough, and you can see a difference in shine with just quickly running the buffer over it. So this one would need to be wet sanded a bit, but there are really no dings or anything, so I think if you wet sand it and polish it, should be fine. But that's kind of like as far as we got today. We're probably gonna try to get the other side off with the decals off, and then, you know, just slowly but surely, as we do with these cars, just kind of keep working at it. But in the meantime, I drove the TRD MR2 up here, and I'm kind of in a little bit of a bind. So look what's going on. I picked up a nail somewhere and I got a flat. So now we gotta go figure this out so I can get back home. So we came to work on Craig's MR2, and now I gotta go work on my MR2. Probably when you get old, everything just breaks. So this takes a lot of patience to do. And I was supposed to bring my plastic blade and I forgot it. So we're working with this blade right here. And the problem with this blade is, if you're not careful, you can damage this perfect paint. So we'll try not to create any more damages. So it does take more time, but I think it's worth it. Because I hate these stripes. I think Craig does too. Are you like them, Craig? You want us to put them, get some new ones and...
We'll probably put them on the bike.
Yeah? Alright, so you just, if you buy an MR2 or you buy a car with stripes, you can just spend some time, take your time, and just lift it up. In this case, it's bad, but it's not that bad, because it could have been worse where it just cracks 100%. And I bought that little rubber thing right over there on the trunk. It's a rubber pad that you use to take off decals, but the problem with that is it takes it off, but it creates such a mess. And then you need glue gun. So I'm not a big fan of it. So, you know, if this wasn't coming off like this and it was just breaking, then we would not have a choice. But the fact that we can lift and peel, it's a big help. So it's old, but it's not gone to the point where you can't peel it like I'm doing right here. So we'll just keep busting out a switch right here in the sun until we get all of this off. Alright, we're done. Decals are off. Looking better, looking a little bit shiny. We just used regular over the corner Meguiar's compound. So definitely is a first try. And we gotta try some more. But I think all in all, it looks better than it did before, right, Craig?
Yes, sir. Perfect.
Yeah, so he's happy with it. Happier.
Yeah.
It's not perfect, obviously.
Definitely.
Yeah. So we just keep working at it little by little, and should come right up. What's going on with my MR2? And we actually found the problem. So for whatever reason, this valve stem is broken right here. So the tire is good. The valve stem is leaking, so I'm gonna have to get this thing off and bring it to a shop and have them replace that valve stem with a proper one. So that's it for MR2 Life. I'm always working on these cars. So I guess that's how it works. Alright. So anyways guys, we're gonna wrap it up here. That's gonna be it for today. Catch you on the next one.